Can I really get up to 5 videos with this? Let's see. This is Queen, Makoto said from over Futaba's console. I'm in position. Understood, Queen, said Futaba. Hold tight and await Joker's signal. Moments later, Iago had been driven back to just above the bow of the ship. Bow. I should be saying bow. Target in position. Joker leaned forward. Go! The gap between the ship's 2 halves exploded in a nova of blue as Makoto fired up Johanna's engine to its limit, speeding up the diagonal surface of the broken palace. At that same moment, Iago's own hand blurred, and Captain Kidd was slashed down the middle. Ryuji cursed and grabbed his head as the persona burst into sparks. Iago turned to the approaching Makoto, masked face serene, blade raised high. Behind her goggles, Futaba's eyes widened. Oh no! Joker, that was too soon! He's going to cut right through her! Damn it! Akira muttered. Queen, break it off! I repeat, don't approach that persona! But Johanna's engine now screamed so loud his voice could no longer be heard, and time stretched out like taffy as they saw that inexorable meeting. Makoto about to run right into that notched and rusted blade. The stranger's hands opening and closing as if in anticipation as he dangled from Iago's side. Akechi bent over in his seat. Atop the van, Yusuke watched in the same rapt horror as the others. But then he nearly lost his balance as the van swerved off course. As it spun, he glimpsed a figure standing tall in the black water. A barrel-chested, beak-masked man in a blinding white and gold jumpsuit, brandishing a great bow as large as its wielder. Even over Morgana's engine, he could hear the creak of the string as that bow was drawn back. Oh, Captain Kidd is on the case. No, Robin Hood. Wrong one. Robin Hood fired. Yes! Fuck him up, Robin Hood! Sorry. The arrow cut through the air with a silken hiss, trailing golden sparks in its wake like stardust. As Iago tightened his grip on his saber and prepared to swing, the arrow struck the side of his head with a single clear note that rang across the Dead Sea, and that unchanging mask almost looked shocked as it snapped to the side, Iago's fingers going limp, the blade slipping from his hand. Oh, get wrecked, son! And then the ship exploded into blue flame as Johanna blasted through the railing and went airborne, bearing down on the stranger whose single eye went wide. For a moment he seemed to bring those manacled hands up as if in feeble defense. But it was too late. Johanna dissolved beneath Makoto, and her light haloed Makoto's fist, that azure flame and her scarf trailing comet tail behind her, and Makoto's battle cry echoed across the whole of the ruined city. Let's hear it. Let's hear those 3 words. Here it comes. Fist of Justice! Her fist smashed into the stranger's head, and there was a great hollow firecracker boom, and a wave of blue light that burst from the impact, and momentarily lent its color to the monochrome seas. The sea itself rippled outward like a water glass in a tremor, and Iago faded, and the stranger went limp, and the stranger fell limp, and gravity pulled him down once more. He fell, and when he struck the water, it swallowed him whole just moments before Makoto touched ground herself. She breathed deep. There was no trace of their enemy. Somebody make a fan animation of this story! Someday, somebody please. Just so that I can see that moment play out. That is awesome! Makoto just doing a fist of justice on Iago. This is amazing! Her silhouette printed against that of Shido's burning ship. Makoto thrust her head back and roared triumphantly into the sky. The van rocked with celebration. Akechi slumped and smiling over the wheel as the Phantom Thieves behind him whooped and shouted and manhandled Akira. Ryuji had put him into his third headlock of the evening. Yeah, baby! That's what we're talking about. That's what the Phantom Thieves are about, son! We are the best! The effing best! That was incredible, everyone! Good job, everybody. Ryuji, please let me go. Can someone let Inari into the car, please? He's just standing outside, staring. Akechi, Haru said. That was an incredible shot. The van quieted suddenly. It was Futaba who spoke up next. Empirically, that's true. The arc on that was nuts, especially since we were in motion. I guess it makes sense. The dudes had a lot more practice than us. Ryuji released Akira and settled back, voice gruff. So, yeah, right on. Glad to be of service. Should I, go pick up Nijima? Oh, never mind, she's coming over here. The door opened and Yusuke slid in. Hello, everyone. Good work. You sure you don't want to stare at the sun some more? An teased. No, I have internalized the sight quite well. Futaba, what of our enemy? He disappeared beneath the water. Because he just got the mother of all punches to the face. He won't be getting back up from that. Back to nil again. I'm not going to stop scanning until we're safely out of here, though. Johanna pulled up beside the van and vanished. Makoto leaned into the driver's seat window, her red-eyed stare lancing through Akechi. Hey, she said. Akechi stiffened. Not 10 minutes ago he'd seen this woman, whose sister he'd tried to frame and murder, shouting over her enemy's defeat like some primordial warlord. Yes? Could you drive the rest of the way? I need to catch my breath. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Thanks. She walked around the car, got into the passenger seat, then reached over and patted Akechi on the shoulder. Nice work out there. Akechi smiled, nodded, and started up the engine as Makoto silently gave Akira back his pistol. When they left, Shido's palace was still burning. Good, I hope it burns away completely. I don't want to see anything from this stupid boat again. Unless I'm continuing to play Persona 5 Royal, in which case I'll have to see it again, and I'll be more than happy to see it explode. Asshole. Their progress back was slow. The devastation wreaked by Iago was staggering. He'd seemingly torn up half the city during his pursuit. Futaba had to keep searching for alternate routes. So, that's it? Ryuji said. No more paranoia syndrome? We hit him pretty hard, but there's no way of knowing if he's out for good, said Akira. We'll have to stand by and see if any new incidents crop up. That should be a dead giveaway. Well, sure, but I don't think Iago is going to be coming back after that punch to the face. We'll just need to go after that guy who was controlling him, though, see what he has to do with any of this. The moment that happens, we're heading back down here to finish the job, said Morgana. Gonna be tough without our leader here, yeah? All of you handled him just fine. All I did was make some ice. Oh, come on, give yourself some credit. You were guiding us every step of the way. I agree with Sakamoto, Akechi said. You shouldn't undervalue yourself, Kurusu. Dude, quit taking my side like that. It's weird. Either way, An said, he's not going to just walk off that hit. Makoto probably put the fear of God into him. I do my best, Makoto said lightly. The existence of this place in general concerns me, Yusuke mused. Is it tied to our adversary's presence? Akira and Akechi said it is the Sea of Souls, just polluted, Haru told him. Hopefully it'll clean itself up over time. Right, Akechi? For the most part. Akechi stopped the van for a moment, searched for a path without any obvious roadblocks, and started off again. I came here before Mementos fell, so I've watched its expansion. The most recent additions were our enemy and that black sun. They both... The back seat lit up red, and they all turned at Futaba's terrified shout. Akechi, step on it! He's back! He's below us! He's right below... They all screamed as the water geysered up before them. Iago rose, the stranger lashed to his side. Come on! You've got to be kidding me! How did that not finish it off? Then again, well, they were talking about how it couldn't finish him off instantly, but still! Come on, really? Well, I guess if Iago was taking care of this early, there wouldn't be any more story left, but geez. Iago's sword flashed, and Morgana cried out in pain as, "Oh no, Morgana!" as the windshield was split in two, and those chains smashed through and snaked in, coiling around Akechi even as he cringed away and howled at their touch. Akira leapt forward, gun drawn, and both strangers at Iago's heads at once snapped to him with reptilian speed, and the chains released Akechi and grabbed him. No! He felt a flash of that terrible cold as the coils ripped him out of the van and hurled him up and away. No, 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 no. As he sailed through the air, Akira glimpsed at the van erupting with light gouts of fire and flashes of lightning and gales of cutting wind, as the remaining thieves struggled to fight him off, but more chains emerged from beneath and looped around the entire car. He could hear it smash into one of the far buildings just as he struck the ground hard enough to bounce and roll. And as he skidded to a halt, he lay supine and gasping, all the wind knocked out of him and his limbs afire with pain. The black sun leered down at him from overhead. He heard that familiar jangling step, growing louder. I see you, mastermind. I see you for what you are. The stranger's voice was faint, and his breaths were labored and ragged. Akira propped himself up his elbow and saw that the stranger's clothes were smoldering and even more tattered than before. The thieves had landed some good hits before being thrown aside. There was a livid scorch mark on that shabby mask where Makoto's punch had landed. Akira's mask burned. Ravage them! Yoshitsu! A chain looped around his neck and cinched tight. Akira's summons disappeared in a strangled gasp as he reached up to his throat and tried to pull the chain loose, fingers scrabbling for purchase, finding none, and then another chain twisted his arms behind his back. He felt himself constricted, lifted up, forced to stare them both in the face. That bloodshot, livid eye, Iago in his serene mask and his ruined finery, and the mottled slime-slick book. The stranger said, "No more masks." He's just passed out. He's not dead.